I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jeremy, and we're from Monster Truck, and you're watching PureGrainAudio. It doesn't feel super fast. There's been so much stuff that's gone on since then, and in a lot of ways there's a lot of things that are the same. You know, if we were to go to South by Southwest this year, we might play the exact same style of show, you know, because we haven't really progressed in America as much as we have everywhere else in the world. So, you know, as many differences as there are, there's similarities, and everything that we've kind of grown to at this point has felt like there's been no big leaps. It's always been kind of a slow grind and a step up to, you know, each subsequent kind of level that we've gotten to. It's been fun. It's been hard work, but it's been fun, and you know, we've got a lot of gratitude for the fact that we actually, you know, get to make music for a living.
We still live in the same places, still don't really own a lot of things, and don't have a lot of money in the bank, so it doesn't really feel that much different.
Yeah.
Still dedicating all of our time and energy to this, and I used to have ambitions like, oh, if our band gets big, I would love to do this or love to do that, and those things are still as far away as they've always been.
It's like, if our band gets big, then we'll just play more. There's no like time to do anything else.
Yeah.
So the major difference is really just playing overseas, and that's the thing that's like really changed, which is like before we were just playing Canada, now we're playing in Europe and the UK, and we're doing well over there, so that's fun. From the outside looking in, it would seem, I mean, I certainly get it from the standpoint of like, you know, friends I used to go to high school with, and, you know, family members that need that kind of name brand for them to understand, you know, that this is a job as opposed to some crazy venture that I'm eventually gonna give up on. You kind of nailed it, you know. It's like we're getting the big tours, we're doing the big festivals, we're playing the big shows. That's what we're gonna do all year again. So that's why it's similar, because it's kind of the same as it ever was, as in the amount of shows we're playing, but they're definitely a lot larger in scale, and you know, a lot more got a lot more exposure in this, you know, the general scope of everything. It's unfortunate that there's not as much money to go around, because, you know, if we'd been in this situation that we're in right now, you know, 15, 20, 30 years ago, you know, we'd be having a very different discussion. We'd be sitting in a nicer dressing room, you know, and that's just the nature of the beast. You can't get too down and out about that. We're already in a very kind of opportune position, being that we're even making a living playing music, and so many other people that are equally or more talented than us are still, you know, struggling so much. So, but yeah, it's a different landscape out there, and I'm glad to know about this whole advance on SoCan, because I know that the next check is at least a couple months away, and I know that due to my current situation, I might need a little help with my It's pretty important to me. The band overall is just kind of a big supporter of the sport, but I wanted it to be something that kind of followed in the suit of Righteous Smoke, which was a song that wasn't about hockey, that found its way into a bunch of arenas and a bunch of broadcasts and syncs and all the stuff related around hockey. And I was just always thought it was kind of funny that song is kind of, it's you know, it's called Righteous Smoke. It's about something other than hockey, very specifically. And so we wanted to do a song that was similar in nature to that song, you know, a little bit of a different groove, and then I kind of just thought, well, why don't we just, you know, make it specifically, literally about hockey? And I kind of gave the idea to Marv, and was like, hey man, like, I was thinking that, you know, I kind of had the idea for the song, and I had the idea for the gang vocal, and I was thinking, like, I was kind of like, hey, let's just do it about hockey. And he was a little hesitant at first to make it so hockey sounding, hockey centric, literally the lyrics being about hockey, but he kind of balked at first, and then the next day he showed up and he had the lyrics done, and that was like really cool for me, because I thought he was like kind of fighting me on it, and he just kind of did it, and then we went right out with it, and it did everything that we hoped it would do and more, which is, you know, we were hoping it would get used on Hockey Night in Canada. Next thing you know, Don Cherry is actually mentioning the song specifically in a specific montage and the band name, and really, you know, doing his, you know, fully enthusiastic Don Cherry, you know, kind of thumbs up about it. And that was, you know, that for me, that was a moment that, like, of all the things that have happened to us in the career of the band, that's like got to be in the top 5 things that like mean the most for something to work out so well like that, so quickly and so like literally like laser beam straight from like the songwriting process to Don Cherry's mouth.
I think it's kind of is what it is. I mean, as much as we are very particular in that same sense as you are, there comes a time when you have to put your foot down and you have to stop and you have to put it out and move on. And I mean, the environment of the music industry and the way albums sound and all that stuff, we knew we had attained that threshold. So whether we want to pick it apart and paint over it again is debatable. Like, once we cross that threshold, just get it out. We've already been working on it for so long that's like, it's time to get it out. There's enough great songs, like, from a marketing and business perspective, it's a good enough product that we can, you know, give it the push and go do it. So
make your peace with it.
Exactly. And like, if we want to change some things and do it differently and do it better, next album, you know.
This was the first band where I ever was able to let it go, where it was like, you know, never gonna feel like it's perfect, and you know, once it's out and finished, I was okay with the imperfections. I was okay with, you know, oh, we could have done this song better. I could have made this solo better. And then I also take solace in the fact that if I feel like I can do the solo better, I'll do the solo better every night on tour, you know. And there's like this real kind of satisfaction in knowing that, like, you know, that the people in the crowd who really know the music and the record are going to notice those little differences and realize that we're not just kind of just sitting back on what we finished and just playing it and rehashing it every night. We're actually, you know, it's an ever-evolving kind of product, and it's something that we're lucky for us, you know, instead of painting one picture and sticking it up on the wall and having to live with it forever, it's something where we actually kind of get to amend it later on a little bit in the way that we get to kind of repaint that picture every night, and there could be little changes and variances, and you can try different things and really get a lot more out of it that way.